everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Farida. Thank you for watching my previous video on studying law in the UK. If you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for today's video. In today's video, we'll be talking about the route to qualification to become a solicitor in England and Wales. As a law student myself, this is a subject of concern for me, and this is why I'm making this video. We're going to look at the traditional route to qualification as well as a new route to qualification. We will be taking a look at what the traditional route to qualification entails and what the new route to qualification will entail once it's approved and once it comes into place in 2021. So to start with, the traditional route to qualification. The traditional route to qualification involves anyone who wants to become a solicitor is usually required to go to university, gain a law degree, and after your law degree, apply to law school for the legal practice course. And what does legal practice mean? The legal practice course is just where you gain practical skills to become a solicitor. When you go to law school to do the LPC, you choose core modules and elective modules. The core modules will include Introduction to Professional Law and Practice, Introduction to Business Law, Dispute Resolution, and Real Estate. Everyone doing the legal practice course will also have the option to choose elective modules, and these elective modules will include modules under private clients, modules under corporate, and modules under commercial. Under private clients, the modules one can choose will include family law, immigration, advanced criminal practice, and some other modules. Under commercial, you have modules such as commercial law and practice, commercial dispute resolution, intellectual property, and other modules. And under corporate, you have modules such as banking and finance, mergers and acquisitions. And in law school, you have the option to choose 3 modules, and you have to do the core modules. So during law school, before you start law school, you have the option to either study the LPC alone or you study the LPC LLM, the LPC MSc. So if you study the LPC LLM or LPC MSc, because you study your LPC with a master's, you'll be if you're eligible for student finance, you can apply for student finance to be able to fund your LPC. That is the option many people go for. And also with your LPC, if you've already secured a training contract, which is what you need to do after your LPC, then you may not apply for student finance, because in many cases, if you've secured a training contract at a commercial law firm, it's usually the case that these commercial law firms, for example, will sponsor your LPC, so you won't have to pay for it, which makes life very easy for any law student, to be honest. But if you finish your law degree and you haven't secured a training contract and you're thinking of how to fund it, and you fund it by your own self, or you decide to apply for student finance, you need to think about it very well. You need to think about, okay, am I going to practice law after my legal practice course? Am I just going to get my certificate in legal practice course and then just keep it in my wardrobe? Or what am I going to do with it? Because many people just tend to do the legal practice course because they've not really thought about what will be the next step to take after the legal practice course. Because okay, fine, I've finished my undergraduate degree now, so what is the next step? And many people jump into the legal practice course. So I'll say, before you start your legal practice, it's the best decision for you, because it's not always the case that you have to be a lawyer or you have to be a solicitor if things don't work out for you, or if you're having to fund it by yourself. So if we put that aside, then the next thing that we'll discuss is the study options for the legal practice course. So for your legal practice course, you can decide to study part-time, full-time, online, or accelerated. This decision, many people take it depending on what is more convenient for them. And usually the LPC is more intense than just doing an undergraduate degree, because everything that you do within 1 year. All of your modules, all of your exams in 1 year, unlike an undergraduate degree where you have 4 modules in 1 year or 6 modules in 1 year, which allows you time to revise and all of that. From my research, I've discovered that people that do the LPC don't usually have time to revise. So it's really best that you just think about what you want to go into first before you go into it, and decide which options are best for you. Once you've done your LPC, it's complete. The next step is for you to do a training contract, which is usually a training contract for 2 years at a law firm. So the training contract allows you to gain the experience needed to practice as a solicitor. And after your training contract, you do a professional skills course, and then you can qualify as a solicitor. But if you didn't study a law degree, that's not the end. It doesn't mean that because you didn't study a law degree, then you can't become a solicitor. So in England and Wales, it works that if you study a non-law degree, you can still become a solicitor if you do a graduate diploma in law, which allows you to gain a qualified law degree. So if you do not study a law degree, you can do the GDL, the graduate diploma in law, gain a qualified law degree, do the LPC like other law students, do the training contract, and from there you can do the professional skills course, and then you can qualify. So that is the traditional route. That is the traditional route that many people have been following for so many years, and that's how many people have become solicitors in England and Wales. So the new route is coming into place. The new route is proposed to come into place in September 2021 with the first SQE exam taking place in November 2021, and that is still subject to approval by the Legal Services Board. So as a disclaimer, I'd say whatever I say about the SQE, make sure to still stay updated by checking the SRA website for any update on the SQE. So what the information we have about the SQE now is that anyone that decides to take the SQE as a route to qualification to becoming a solicitor does not need to have a law degree. So if you have a non-law degree, in history, in sociology, in whatever subject, you can still qualify to become a solicitor under the new route. So if you've got a degree in history, in sociology, any subject, if you decide to study law and qualify, you will still be on the same level as someone who did not study a law degree. So with the SQE, you can decide to study a non-law subject and still be afforded the opportunity to become a solicitor. With the new routes to qualification, the LPC will be replaced. There will be no option to take the LPC once the SQE is fully implemented. So with the new routes, there will be no LPC, there will be no training contract. The only things you'll be required to do is to get a recognized undergraduate degree from a university. After your degree, instead of the LPC and training contract, you'll be required to get 2 years of qualified work experience, and this 2 years of qualified work experience can be gained by working in a law clinic, by working as a paralegal, or by a placement. You can gain this qualified work experience in any organization, up to 4 organizations, up to 4 establishments. So you can gain some experience in one organization, bank it, gain experience in another organization, bank it, and make sure that all of the work experience that you've banked together make up to 2 years of qualified work experience. And you should, with the new route, one will have to make sure that this work experience is signed up by a solicitor, because if it's not signed up by a solicitor, that means you can't qualify through that route. So whatever experience you're getting from whatever organization you're getting it from, you need to make sure that this experience is going to be guaranteed qualified work experience, which will be eventually signed up by a solicitor. And the experience you gain from working in these different roles, the qualified work experience, will give you the competencies needed to become a solicitor, which are the competencies that you would have gained if you studied the LPC through the normal route. So with SQE exams, one will be required to prepare for the course. But from what I've found on the SRA website, the SRA will not be responsible for this course that you'll be required to take to prepare for the exam. So you can decide to take the exam if you think that you've got the necessary knowledge, the necessary skills to pass the exam. But then before you can fully qualify, you need to show 2 years of qualified work experience. So from what I understand, you can do the SQE 1, continue to gain work experience, continue to bank your experience, and then when you feel that you've gained 2 years of qualified work experience, then you can take the SQE 2. The first SQE 1 examination will be held in November 2021, while this SQE 2 will be held in April 2020. With the new route to qualification, you'll be required to gain an undergraduate degree from a university, a recognized degree from a university, gain 2 years of qualified work experience, make sure that this experience is signed up by a solicitor, make sure that it's not taken from more than 4 organizations, and make sure that this experience gives you the skills, the competencies needed to qualify and practice as a solicitor. And after you've done this, you need to do the SQE. You need to do the SQE1 and do the SQE2, and then you're required to pass the character and disability test. So all of these things are things that you need to do if you decide to go through the next through the new route to qualification. The SQE1 will test your functioning legal knowledge, which will be the knowledge that you would have gained from studying a law degree or from doing the GDL. So the SQE2 will test practical legal skills such as client interviewing, legal research, legal writings, among other skills. So all of these things are what these are the things that the new SQE are the requirements of the new SQE. That being said, it is important to note that the SQE route is not going to come into effect until September 2021, and this is still subject to approval by the Legal Services Board. So it's not going to just happen immediately. It's still subject to approval. This process has been going on for years now. So you've deferred your start date to the 2021-2022 academic year. You may still be able to qualify under the traditional route, because you've already started your law degree before the implementation of the new route. You've already got an offer, for example, if you've deferred your place, so you won't be affected if you decide to qualify under the traditional route. However, it must be noted that the traditional route is quite expensive. It's very competitive because training contracts are so far and few between. Apart from that, it also takes a longer time because you have to do the LPC, which in the case of if you're qualifying through the new route, you don't have to do the LPC for 1 year if you're doing it full time, or for 2 years if you're doing it part time. So it sort of makes sense if you'll be finishing university by 2021, 2022, or 2023 thereabout to qualify through the new rules. But that is just my opinion. If you may decide to qualify under the traditional route if that is what is best for you, if that's more convenient for you. Also, if you got a place for a training contract at a law firm, and the law firm is okay with you qualifying under the traditional route, or the law firm will be paying for your legal practice cost fees, then it will make sense for you to just qualify under the legal practice cost route, because because you won't really be losing anything. Your fees will be paid by the law firm. You'll be starting your training contract afterwards because you've already secured that. But if you haven't secured a training contract, you'll be finishing university in 2021, 2022, 2023. Things are not really settled for you. You don't have a vacation scheme, you don't have a training contract, you don't know what your next steps will be. I won't advise that you put in a lot of money to the legal practice course and then start having to look for a training contract, because we don't know and start having to look for a training contract. So it will be best if you just think about it very well, decide on what's best for you before you make a decision. This brings me to the point that becoming a solicitor is not the be-all of studying a law degree. You can study a law degree and decide to become something else. You can study a law degree and decide to become an investment banker. You can study a law degree and decide to qualify through alternative routes. You can study a law degree and decide to become a barrister. You can study a law degree and decide to qualify to become a solicitor through the SALEX route, through a solicitor apprenticeship, whichever one is best for you. So there are other options to qualify as a solicitor. This is not the only route. You need to just decide on what's best for you. Like I said, I won't advise anyone to spend money on paying for the LPC if they haven't got a training contract already secured, because a new route is coming into place which makes things easier. You need to pass the exam, gain qualified work experience, and things seem like they'll be quite easy. But this is but like I said, the system will be coming into place just in September 2021. It is still subject to approval. This will be the first time that this will be happening. So it's just My advice is that you keep up to date with what is being posted on the SRA website. Everything I've said in this video is based on my own research, and I hope it helps you in your decision making. And you should also make sure to check the SRA website for updated information on the SQE. Also, an alternative route to qualification is through the SALEX route, which means that you can become a chartered legal executive. You can become an in-house lawyer even if you study a law degree. You can decide to go into a different route, become a consultant, go into consultancy, go into investment banking. So there's so many routes, there's so many doors that studying a law degree opens. So you don't have to. Everyone doesn't have to become a lawyer. Everyone doesn't have to become a solicitor. Everyone doesn't have to become a barrister. But whatever decision you make, my advice is that you make it based on the fact that you like it, because you actually enjoy this area of law, not because you're doing it for money, not because you're doing it because your friends and family want you to do it, not because you just want to become a solicitor. Thank you for watching today's video. Making this video has been very beneficial to me because I've been able to get more information about how this new system will run, and I'll also keep myself updated. You should also keep yourself updated. Thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more videos. See you soon.